Greg and Ange, they talk about anime, they scream and shout on shows you've never seen or heard. They're all awesome, please take their word. This cast ain't all it seems to be, between just you and me. I guess it's all an anime daydream.
And hello.
Hi, we weren't sure who was going to be talking first, so...
I was, but I was just making you feel awkward, but then I realized it'll truncate silence most likely when we do this.
But you guys probably won't notice, because that'll be edited out.
Yeah, that's as far as my editing usually goes. It's just nothing lasts longer than 1 second of dead silence.
Yep, but anyway, welcome back to Anime Daydreams, or...
Mayday!
Maybe not... Maybe not back if you're listening to all these in a row. I don't know how that works, so...
Well, it's impossible to tell, but really we're probably going to spread the backlog out. We're still on that.
As of this time, we also have somebody working on the theme song, so maybe you heard the theme song, maybe not.
I asked about that, but
So,
yes.
How are you, Greg?
Impossible.
You can't be impossible.
It's a good point. I'm pretty good. How are you, Angel?
I'm doing alright. I guess this is gonna date this recording, but we had daylight savings time and it kind of messed me up.
Oh, you know what they say.
What?
Oh, you don't?
Huh?
You don't know what they say?
No, I don't.
Oh, shit.
What?
I shouldn't have said anything. It's a big secret.
Well, I think you can let everybody know on this podcast.
I mean, they all say hello a lot. It's a very commonly used phrase by all of them.
People?
I guess. I don't know.
I'm confused.
Everyone is and should be. Because we're digging into some weird animes and...
I guess it's related because technically we time traveled today.
Oh, yeah.
And we're doing a time travel anime. What's
Time Waifu.
Yes, Time Waifu. And this time, it's a series that, because I don't know if you guys remembered from last time, but I kind of didn't watch the show, so this is my payback.
Yeah, I will be. But what do you think about it? I saw one episode. I was like, all right, I get where this is going. But
so Time Waifu just
short. I guess the short version. Did I
Yeah.
dodge a bullet by not seeing this one?
I don't think you did. It was only a 6-episode OVA series, so you didn't really miss too much, based off of a manga. So.
Yeah, this one was effed up because I guess the different subgroups kept picking up and dropping it because I only found the one episode.
Well, yeah, because the distribution was spread out between manga volumes, so it was like one episode every 6 months kind of deal. So people picked it up and dropped it.
Wait, so the manga came out in different publishers for every chapter, or
No.
magazines?
Japan does this thing with their manga volumes where they'll sometimes add bonuses, such as Attack on Titan did a bonus DVD. So whenever a new volume came out in Japan, they had a bonus OVA DVD of the...
Oh, so there is an actual series, but we didn't watch that.
There's not an actual series. There's only...
So how did these OVAs come out? Just individual episodes?
Yeah, they came out bundled with the manga volume. So manga volume 3 had OVA number 1, kind of like also Kiss Sis did that as well.
I mean, explains the episodes were like 45 minutes, so I guess there was a whole volume's worth of adventure.
That's why the quality was a little bit better too, because they were spread out over a couple months.
Yeah, OVAs get shiny for some reason.
Yeah, and that's obviously why I never got picked up over here, because it's only OVA releases. Although that Magis show got put on Crunchyroll, so I guess there's always hope.
Yeah.
And that's going to be coming out every 6 months, so that's even worse.
Well, but now America's grasped how nuts we are for anime, so I think it'll have a shot. If it gets known at all. Because
I guess this is also dating this as well, but this week they announced that Nichijou is finally getting a DVD release over here in the States in February.
Oh, was it only in Japan? Or?
Yep, we never...
Did it do shit in Japan? Wasn't that why?
Yep. No, it's not why. It did do crappy in Japan, but we were supposed to get a DVD release by Bandai, but Bandai went under as far as the DVDs went.
Oh, yeah.
And their license expired, so Funimation now finally picked back up the license for that.
Huh.
That and Scrap Princess, which I've never seen.
Me either. When you say Scrap Princess, I think of that new Pokemon that looks like R2-D2.
Oh, Magearna, yeah. Don't. This is before Sun and Moon, guys, so can't really spoil that.
We should put these all out like tomorrow. Like at least like 2 or 3 of them, just so we're not like, we're so sorry, we're time traveling, everybody. Do you guys have gunpowder yet?
This episode is secretly telling you that we're time travels.
Recording this podcast by candlelight.
Yeah, candlelight.
Like our ancestors and their gramophone podcasts.
Yeah, candlelight and what kind of microphones did they use a long time ago?
They just yelled through megaphones.
Yeah.
Or is it not phonographs, but I'm trying to the old ones that are there like and then the thing in front of it. the crooners he's sang into.
Yes, so we're in the 1920s right now. We traveled back in time.
I will avoid referencing a better podcast joke about those microphones. No, I'll say it. The Dead Author Society had a joke with the when they interviewed Dr. Seuss, when they agreed, like, remember the olden days when those microphones are around, and they even have megaphones. They just got an old jazz singer on top of the ambulances to do their siren for them, and be like, "Everybody look out! Here comes the police!" I'm like,
yeah, me and Greg are both sitting here with mustaches and suits and ties.
That's not because of the 20s. You're always like that.
No.
I know you're cute.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Try not to get mushy here.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the series is kind of mushy.
Yeah, it's a go in the mush zone.
Yeah, I mean...
Angel.
Yes.
Tell me what the series is about in 2 sentences. There's a track here. Let's try to lean on it at least.
It's about a husband and wife's tale told over alternate dimensions.
And
the husband doesn't really know anything that the wife can time travel. He's kind of oblivious.
He doesn't realize any of this.
No.
So is it mostly from her perspective for the series? Because it seemed to be kind of like over his shoulder from what I saw in the first episode, but there was crap going on he didn't notice, where she would boop around a corner and something else would come out, or someone else of her would come out.
I mean, it is taken from his perspective, but him and his other dimensional selves don't realize what's going on.
Wait, so he has alternate versions, but they're all the same, like...
They're all the same trope, yeah.
They're all the same straight line while she breaks off constantly?
Right.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that would be... Okay.
He's Captain Oblivious in pretty much every dimension.
He's the null character who's like... What did I see that from? It wasn't Tenchi Muyo. So we saw the anime club back at college, because we went to anime club at college.
Spoiler.
I think by then, even I was a little jaded, so I riff tracks to everything that came on, but... What was it? I remember something about a guy goes to like a cursed castle and like ghosts attack him and like the candelabra throws fireballs at him and stuff like that, but it goes right through him or bounces off him because he's like immune to ghosts because he's just so thick. And he wakes up like a vampire there or something. Was that the one? Like
I don't know if I was
vampire,
there for this.
Lily vampire girl?
Oh, you mean to be a vampire?
Might be. There's like a weird scene in the opening where she's dressed as a sea turtle and she's pooping out eggs.
I don't know. I know we watched Chibi Vampire in Club, but I don't remember her doing that.
Anyway,
yeah.
Wife, Brittany?
Brittany's her American name. It's kind of translated into other names throughout the series. Basically, she just jumps through time and makes sure that nobody else is messing with it. And she has the same husband who... I think his name was Tom in America. But, like, obviously...
Did this... No, this was like... Was it subbed to Tom, but it was like... Kenichi! And like clearly when they were yelling his name? Or was it...
No, his name's different every single dimension. Like, it's Tom in the American one and...
The American dimension. I love my favorite dimension. I live in that dimension, thank you.
I didn't mean that, but I meant like...
My interdimensional politics and history, yeah. No, I follow you. The one where... This dimension where they live in America?
Right.
So he's the same exact person even though he's raised in Japan and raised in America?
Right.
Huh.
Yeah, his personality is pretty much the same. Like, now obviously his occupation and stuff differs, but he's, pretty vanilla throughout the whole thing. I guess that's probably why she likes him so much, though, because he's consistent?
He's reliable, would be a word I would praise him with. He seemed like an alright guy. He cared. He wasn't boring, he just was plain.
I think he starts to catch on by like the 3rd episode, though.
I think of the Gravity Falls of what was that guy, like Darn Strange or something, or Darn the guy who his joke was he was normal and he's just like, I like white bread.
Yeah, so in the American one, he's a construction worker, and she always kind of has to make up a job in every dimension that they're in. So he doesn't realize that she's out, fighting time and...
Fighting time?
Yeah.
How does she fight it? What are her weapons against time?
She has a...
She has a ray gun.
Yeah,
ray gun. It was unclear what it did.
Well, she can blast it on a wall to make like a time portal.
Okay.
That's how she jumps between times. And she could also kill people with that.
Oh, God. Just murder?
Yeah.
Straight up Moida?
Yep. That's kind of off-screen, but it's implied.
Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
The anime? Is this one?
No, less comedy, but...
Oh, my. Less comedy, more murder? That show gets dark.
No, it doesn't get dark because all that stuff's off-camera. Because, as I said, it's in Tom's perspective of the...
Well, when you say she kills people off camera, I imagine she puts a gun to somebody's head.
Right, there's a shadow, and
then it cuts to her smiley face and just...
Yeah.
Like its brains go over her face.
I guess if you like Yandere, you'll probably like this show.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because is she, like, clingy about Tom? Or
yeah, she really loves him. So she'll do whatever she can to protect him.
And as far as her time patrolling, does she get an alert, like, Dragon Ball's universe style?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
We're like, the cavemen are venting fire too soon, go stop them. Or is it like, by the way, your current time period's in trouble right now, go.
Yeah, it's kind of like what you were gonna say with Dragon Ball. It's like a little beeper.
Abraham, what?
It's like a time beeper.
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing that thing where you cute don't swear at me. Or like you mother beeper.
Oh, that's how I am at work. I guess that's cute, I don't know. But, I guess if you guys don't know already, we're together.
I'm pretty sure we've established, yeah, like, we were engaged before we did the podcast at all, right?
Yeah, just in case listeners forget.
Yeah.
I'm stuck with him.
Ha!
Because of the time dimensions.
I paid X $1,000 to chain her to me.
But yeah, so she just kind of goes and kills... not just people, but like aliens.
Yeah, well, what? There's like Stephen Strange cosmic dimension creatures coming after her, or
yeah. Speaking of which, we just saw that movie, guys. So
pretty good.
Yeah. So that's why we also thought it was appropriate to do a time anime.
And Rick and Morty's coming back soon.
Yeah, apparently in like 2 months.
So what's the thing she fights? Give me one of these space fights. Or do we not see them because Tom?
Well, in the one dimension, they are in Mars, and she has to...
Mars dimension.
Right.
And what was she fight there? Just fight all Mars?
She fights Martians. It's not very creative when it comes up with its villains or its dimensions. They're kind of stereotypical.
Now, is this a dimension where Brittany and Tom live on Mars, or does she have to go to this period of time?
No, both of them are also aliens in this one. So they don't have genders. I think their names are...
Alright.
It's something like that. Like, they're unpronounceable. Yeah.
Babbly noises that probably change each time.
Yeah, so that was kind of funny. That was in the 4th episode, and it was just subtitles throughout the whole thing. Like, because it was all inaudible when they were talking to each other.
Was it like asterisks and dashes? Or,
yep.
Okay, like when Gino says his name in Mario RPG. My name is Heart exclamation point.
Yeah, so she was kind of like, alright, honey, I gotta go off to the mines, and in this universe, he's a house husband, so...
To go whip the human slaves.
He's like, okay, honey, bye, and then she steps out the door, and there's a Martian, like a stereotypical green Martian waiting outside the door, and they just go at it DBZ style.
So...
Like, her fighting style is also different depending on the dimension.
Uh-huh. That's neat. When
they were in America, she had a ray gun, but in this one, she knows super karate. Alien karate.
Space karate, of course.
Yeah, space karate.
What, now, they're all aware of each other, I guess?
Who's aware?
All the Britneys and Blubas.
No, what kind of happens is, like, when she goes, she just jumps bodies. Like, he's not aware of it at all. He doesn't realize that time is shifted, that he's somebody else. But she is consciously aware that, okay, I'm this person now until I... So she doesn't stay in one place for very long.
So...
But the kind of sweet thing about that is, at least she always has him wherever she goes.
Mm-hmm. Now, so is like the Martian Brittany? Oh, she's not a space, but a time patroller, right? Because she's going to work at the mines.
No, that's her cover. Remember, she always.
They all have covers, and they're all time dimensioners,
right? Yeah.
The time dimension unifies all.
Because, like I said, she knows what's going on every time she shifts time and jumps bodies. He does not.
So when she jumps Mars,
basically, she stays however long she needs to stay, and then she jumps to the next persona.
But then Mars Brittany is like, oh, okay, time Brittany's over here. I got it.
There's not two of them at the same time. She just constantly, consciously jumps.
So she
like
is
kind of like her spirit, like
she is
Doctor Strange again.
She is simultaneously all of these Brittany's,
right,
in her consciousness.
Right. Otherwise, that would break time, which is what the bad guys are trying to do. They're trying to break the space-time continuum.
Do they say what that will do, or do they do it in the finale?
Well, technically there is no finale because the manga is still ongoing.
Oh.
So the OVAs just cover chapters. I don't know if they're going to do more OVAs. I guess it depends on how much the manga sold because of the OVAs. I haven't heard anything.
That's a bold move, I say. Well, I guess they would have known if the individual chapters are popular in Shonen Punch or whatever they come out in.
Yeah. No, it's a seinen series, so it wasn't in Shonen Jump. It was on, like, Seinen Jump or whatever JoJo's published in. Like, the more mature Shonen Jump series.
We got one of the Shonen/Seinen series. F that. We get obscure. No one told me this was not hipster material.
And you don't think JoJo is still a little bit obscure? It's not. It used to be.
It's everywhere.
Well, now it's everywhere because it's on Toonami. I don't know the time, otherwise
maybe
I would plug
like Volume 2 or Book 2 or whatever it is. What does JoJo go by?
What do you mean?
What is like each story?
Oh, they're parts.
Oh, just part.
Yeah, part 1, part 2, part 3, and then they have a title like part 3 is Stardust Crusaders.
Yeah, it is Space Punch or whatever. Space Punches are forever.
Time Princess does make a nod to JoJo because, one of the Martians she has to fight kind of looks like Jotaro's stand. And they kind of have to, like, bleep out the attack moves because he pretty much goes, muda, 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 muda.
So they bleep his mudas?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's like beep, 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 beep. I saw something similar in an anime that I'm watching right now called Nambaka. And it's about these 4 dudes that are in prison and they were doing this mass New Year's tournament. And the one dude learned how to do basically the Kamehameha. But pretty much what they did was, I learned how to do the Kame bleep, Hame bleep, ha. And that was kind of the running gag of the episode.
I remember Puni Puni Puemi. Somebody had a stand of that for no reason. And like really obviously a stand. Like someone like shoots someone with a machine gun and he just stands there and like a ghost version of himself appears behind him and catches the bullets, and they don't explain shit about it because Puni Puni Puemi.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
And also, that Magical Shopping Arcade?
Yeah, I never watched that one, but that one was also about time jumping, wasn't it?
It was genre jumping. What's it? Like, episode 1 was meet everybody, and girl's gonna move away, guys don't want her to, and suddenly they're in a magical castle with dragons, and then episode 2 is, you're in fantasy world. You have to go get out of fantasy world and find the fairy who will bring you home. And
right.
And then, they beat the fantasy world, and then with the magical pendant that makes your boobs bigger. And then they get to space world, because they don't go home right away. Like, we need another gremlin, and repeat. But they go to martial arts world at one point, and the kid just blatantly does the Kamehameha. And they're just not bleeped, not toward anything. He just straight up went the fight with the Kamehameha. And I think that was one of the DVDs I had that had the commentary, and they were like, not even trying to hide it. They just did this, guys. Like, not a joke, not a nod, it's just a reference.
Yeah, I heard about that one. That one seemed pretty good.
Yeah, it's cute.
Well, yeah, I guess let's talk about
Hmm.
Time Wife's. I guess it's a rival, but it's a person trying to stop her. What was her name?
Was it like a nemesis character or just like a competing time officer?
No, not a competing time officer. It was the main nemesis. I think her name was some kind of weird name.
Mm-hmm.
It was a German name.
Well, I mean, in the point of the rival time officer thing, I did like in the first episode where she would stop by a time police office, and there'd be various levels of aliens and people, and just the big red guy behind the counter just doing time paperwork for her.
Yeah, that was kind of remind me of Space Patrol Lulucon, because she would go.
You're going to Space Jam. Like, you broke the space rules.
Yeah, kind of a little bit like that.
She's space cheating.
But I'm gonna have to quick Google search this name because it's gonna bother me. But what did you think of it when you saw the episode, Greg?
It seemed alright. Like, I wasn't sure how far it was gonna go, or if it was gonna get. I couldn't tell what it was gonna be really by the first episode.
How so?
Like, I didn't know if they were gonna go like cute romancy with it. If they were going to get like Madoka Dark, like your Magical Girl show you watch that makes me uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, the Magical Girl Rising Project. Oh man, that show got dark.
I don't want to watch it. Like, I don't want to be in the room with it. It makes me uncomfortable. Like,
why?
I think it was episode 1. I was pretty sure knew it was happening, and like episode 2, they said we're going to murder half of you, no questions asked. And I'm like, that's one, I'm gonna feel bad on principle, and 2, that feels like lazy writing.
I don't know. I'm waiting to see how it turns out because shit has gotten too real and I've gotten too invested at this point. So they already killed off 2 people this week.
Yeah, like I did.
Spoilers. Episode.
Well, like 5 have died from it. I've picked up and by not paying attention. So
no, but I quick Googled the name. It's Sieglind. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Sieglind. Sieglind, yeah. That's
They probably pronounce it wrong too in Japan. And what is she's trying to destroy time, like you were saying, or?
Well, that, and also she's never told this to anybody, but she secretly has a crush on her husband, Tom.
They are time wife rivals.
Yeah, they are time wife rivals. So the reason why she's trying to break this space time to continuum is so that she can instead put her in the spot of Brittany and become his wife instead.
So is there a point where she goes back to their wedding and has a time fight with her to replace her? Or? That
was actually the finale of the last episode.
Sounds hilarious. Was it? Because you're saying she keeps people and stuff.
It's kind of weird because there was like rice flying everywhere and they threw the cake at each other and Tom was just sitting there, and it wasn't Tom in this world. It was like I think this was in like Japantown, so his name was like Yajirobe or whatever.
Japantown.
Right.
Stop. Japantown.
But yeah, it was kind of wacky, and then they kind of broke out into a little bit of a cat fight, so you may want to watch it. But
what I do with most cat fight animes is I Google the GIFs on Gelbaroo, and
I'm sure they're on there somewhere.
This is popular enough. I'm still unclear on that. I didn't think it was until you were like, fucking Shonen Jump. I'm like, what?
No, not Shonen Jump.
Seinen or whatever.
Yeah, the same thing that JoJo's published did. So, I mean, they got 6 OVA episodes, so it's popular enough.
Yeah.
Usually what happens with
not a series, but yeah.
You could call that a series.
I mean, not like a full-time season series.
Oh, yeah. What usually happens with Shonen Jump series is that there's something called the Jump Festival where they'll do like an OVA of at the time popular anime. They're doing that with Black Clover. They're putting out an OVA. I don't know if that ever came out. This was like months ago I heard about it, but and then if it gains like enough popularity, then they'll actually go ahead and do the whole series. But yeah, so cake was flying everywhere. Nobody was really shocked and nobody stopped them. The guests were kind of just like all laughing because they were all drunk, because obviously that's what people do at weddings. So
also because time magic, but yeah.
Yeah, so and then she tried to steal the ring off of in this universe. Her name for Brittany is He Told Me, but she tried to steal the ring off of her, but she used her time magic to seal it to her hand. So
that's how magic work. That's how weddings legally work.
What?
You get the ring, you get the husband.
She tried to take it off, but the time and her love was too strong, so it repelled her.
I want to coordinate this at our wedding.
What?
Someone challenges you for the ring and you stage fight about it until you're like, this is Sparta, kick her into the cake.
No, well...
Oh shit, I wrote that once actually. Never mind.
No, but so pretty much...
Sigrun?
Siglind. Actually, the unique thing about her is her name never changes amongst all the dimensions. She's always just a foreigner. Except, obviously, when
there is no German dimension.
No, there's no German dimension.
Wow.
So
harsh Japan.
That would have gotten way too dark.
I thought you guys...
That would have...
Germany's not always.
They probably would have been, like, dominated by Hitler if they didn't...
Well, I will have you know, all seriousness, actually, there is a DC universe where the Nazis won. And people... Like, there was something where they had to get, like, a bunch of Supermen together from all the dimensions, and they got Nazi World Aryan Superman. I think they called him Ubermensch, I'm not even sure, but readers were uncomfortable because the Nazi dimension is always, like, strangely utopian, because Hitler took everything over, and he totalitarian everything, and, like, revolutionized science, everybody's vegetarian, and there is no war because he rules everything, and people are like, I'm not DC, you're surprisingly cool with this. I'm like,
I never heard about that. It's weird.
And the wedding fight reminded me of the thing I was telling you about at dinner yesterday. On and off of the Roleplaying Public Radio. Did their Peasant Quest games.
And if you guys are listening, maybe you can plug us in your podcast too, our PPR.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll throw on the forum or my snitch on there or something.
We need your support.
Well, I mean, I'm hopefully making a game kind of with them too, so I can name drop it there too. Whenever I get talking with them. But, yeah, they had the game where they all controlled peasants was at a wedding, and then ant people attacked, and so to fend them off, they were like grabbing whatever was around, and like there was a little kid dressed as Cupid, so they stole the bow from him and started shooting them, and they grabbed candelabras and shuttle fountains and were using them on them, and someone released the doves from the cage to attack the ant people and crap like that.
Yeah, to go back to that, though, she used her ring to propel her back into the time abyss, and then they just had their wedding, and it was gonna be happily ever after, but then you see after the credits that Schweinland is seen peering out from behind the church. She somehow got out of the time abyss, so...
Oh, she puts her in space jail, basically?
Yep, and then she got out. That's what she always does, and she always breaks out, so... Yeah.
Because she's not bound by dimensions, I guess, or something.
She's kind of like yeah, I guess she's kind of like an
present.
Yeah. Wow. So it had, the usual to be continued, as if they're gonna continue. I don't know, but
probably. I mean, if they're still making the manga, I don't see why they wouldn't. If that's what they've done every single time.
Yeah. I just liked how she just had different abilities, like. When she was doing the space karate, she had Martian sensei. Yeah. It was just this... It pretty much just looked like a Japanese sensei, except he was green. And had a blue mustache. And they kind of, like, trained in gravity and, like, trained upside down on the moon. And
I have once actually trained in gravity myself.
Oh, yeah? How did that go?
I'm doing it right now. I'm in gravity. What do you want from me?
They already think that we traveled through time. I really don't think they're going to think that we're gravity masters, Greg.
I'm in gravity right now. Look at me. Gravity's holding me down. I have gravity all around me.
No, anti-gravity, I mean.
Oh, okay.
My bad.
Yeah. That's about the half-hour mark. I think we're good to boil down. Do you have a recommendation for it?
I'd say it was pretty average. Like, I'm not going to be... I don't want to sound like one of those dweebs, but... this is probably one of the series where you're going to want to read the manga first before you watch this, because obviously they cut stuff out in between. Like, when we never got an introduction for Schweinlinden, I can't pronounce her name. I know we're going to get comments about that.
They just knew about her, and
she just randomly pops up like, we don't know that backstory.
Did you also read the manga, or did you just watch the...
I read a couple of chapters of the manga, went into a little bit more depth and things, and
so you skimmed over and you read what you missed?
Right. So I would recommend to listeners out there, if there are scans of the manga, read that first, and then watch the OVAs. Because there's going to be stuff that you're going to miss from the show. And
those OVAs are on like 5 different sites.
So. Yeah, so good luck trying to find them. That's why I say try to read the manga more. As far as an OVA series go, the animation was pretty decent. The fight sequences were good. It's just sometimes the faces were a little bit derpy, but...
Yeah, the background ones particularly got kind of
like... especially during the wedding sequence, they were kind of like...
derpy. They were drunk, who cares?
They didn't care at this point.
The animators were drunk, is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I mean, I read articles. I don't want to throw anything out there. Because I know how hard they work, and I know that they get treated like shit. So drinking, cheers to the animators.
Some out for my homies and such.
Yeah, it was average. Like, I'd say watch it if you're a fan of the manga. Don't watch it if you're not a fan of the manga. If you don't know anything about it, at least read the Wikipedia article to get a summary of the story. I know it didn't sound too complicated, but
that's the summary on Wikipedia. I don't even know, because like I've looked for series like more popular ones like Orange Road and stuff like that on Wikipedia, and there was no entry for that. Which, goddamn, I miss Orange Road. Is Orange Road I'm thinking of? The hockey.
Orange Road's that one with the.
No, it's definitely not. Then the one that's about curling. That sport is only kind of popular in hockey and maybe the Olympics. Where you roll a puck.
Yeah, I remember Kimigoro Orange Road is an old series from the 80s. It's a Japanese remade company.
I gotta look at this.
I've never seen that.
Orange something. It was like...
If you guys know, let us know in the comments.
I think I've read all I could find online, but people only bother scanning or translating like 5 chapters, and there's like 100 of them, but... It's a girl who wants to be like a major league bowler, but there is no bowling club at her school. So they... Oh,
and it looks like this is I think this is a Rumiko Takahashi series. I
mean, the name's been around forever, so it sounds like it, but...
That may be something to look into.
Maybe. But this one, and then the hockey... Wait. She had either like an interest in... Yeah, she was into bowling, but she was also just a good skater, and so... The curling team tries to recruit her, and she's like, I don't know what curling is. And the hockey team tries to get her as well, but then the curling team that owns them, because the main dude on them is really quiet, but he's just the best skater, and they want him to. What was it? And they had there was a weird the one, everyone was kind of weird but neat. Where the quiet dude's extremely tall, and the main captain of the club.
This was only the manga, right?
I don't think they had a series, or else I would have followed it. But do you ever watch the Oblongs?
Yeah.
Do you remember the fat, loud girl looking like a frog?
Yeah.
The captain of the club looks kind of like that without the bug eyes. She was like a little sphere of a woman who still kicked everybody's ass and they pissed her off. But yeah, there was her, and then there was the nurse who looked like a student. She was a lowly looking woman. She's like, no, I'm 30. I teach here, and there was some joke I remember where she's like, "Oh no, yeah, I'm the representative. I'm the teacher's aide for the curling club. I make sure everybody gets the right diet so they grow up nice and proper." And the girl sees them in a lineup. Where it's a little ball frog girl, it's giant skinny dude, and it's lowly nurse character, and she's like, "No, you're not."
No. Yeah, I'd say if you're interested in the manga, go read the manga a couple chapters first, and then go watch these and see what you think.
Yeah, and as always, keep an ear out for us. Send recommendations, ideas for titles that you want us to look into.
Anything you want to make Greg watch, because Greg's already said he's apathetic.
Yeah, now we're even. Yeah, now we're caught up basically in terms of watching shows, so we should both watch next week.
Right, not be lazy.
Yeah. Record next week because we've been going every 2 weeks recently.
Yeah, we've been doing bi-weekly.
We're gonna keep pace. We gotta either post these bi-weekly or pick up the pacing.
Yep, but so that's time, waifu. So anything else anything else you want to plug, Greg?
No.
just hopefully by the time you're listening to this, everything's up and running. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Tweet, retweet.
Tell your grandma about us.
Facebook grandma about Anime Daydream and explain to her what an anime is and why she should listen to our recordings about obscure animes.
Also,
while I go, remember that one anime?
Also, Greg and I still have the idea of possibly doing this at a convention. Like doing,
like game show style.
Yeah, like doing an improv with the audience if we get that going.
Be like, you, give us a title. You, give us a main character. All right, this is what we're going to make the series about.
Yeah, if we get that going, we can let you guys know more details.
Yeah.
Try to experiment and see how the audience thinks.
Assuming the audio got... that might be like a precursor, and then we'll be like, well, we started this last week, or something.
Right. So, we'll keep you guys updated.
Definitely.
Alright, so this has been Anime Daydreams.
Angela and Gray.
That's not our theme song.
Probably not. I haven't heard Sean's recording yet, but...
Sean's our friend.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff for us. The art and the...
Thanks, Sean.
Music so far. Yeah, thank you. Good night, everybody.
Bye. Happy daydreams.